So today I have a budgeting video for you. It's something that I never thought that I would be sharing, but here I am. And I'm going to be talking about home refinancing. That is what my husband and I just finished doing. But before that, my voice is still not perfect. It is better. Last week I started to think, man, am I not gonna have my voice back? But it's slowly getting better. So hopefully, I noticed last week when I was editing those videos, my voice didn't sound nearly as bad as it sounds to me. So hopefully by next week, my voice will be even better. So if you've not seen my 2021 goals video, I will link that in a card above. Some of the things I'm going to talk about today, I talked about in that video. I'm also going to link my setup video for my budget planner for 2021. So all of this kind of goes together. My 2021 goals, my budget planner setup, and then this video. So one of our goals for 2021 was to pay off my husband's credit card. And that was actually on down the line. We have actually paid the credit card off. So I want to go back, and then we're gonna work the story all the way up. So this might be a little chatty type of video, so I apologize, but I wanna give you all of the information. And this is just kind of off the cuff. I don't have anything written down. I'm just going to chat with you about it. So I'm gonna start at the beginning and I'm gonna work all the way up until the present. So back in the summer of 2020 or the early fall, my mom mentioned that Nathan and I should look into refinancing our home. I was like, Mom, I don't want to do that. You know, we've lived in this house for, at that moment, it was 5 years. So we moved into our home here January of 2016. So at that point, or is it 15? 15. Yes, 2015. So January 2015. So at that point, it had been 5 years. I'm like, Mom, I don't think we've paid that much down on our house. It's probably not going to be in our best interest. So I'm like, no. I looked up the mortgage statement. I looked to see what our interest rate was. I looked to see how much we'd paid down our home. And I'm like, it's just not, I don't think our home's going to appraise for what we need to appraise it for. So I put that on the back burner. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I looked into it and I don't think it's going to benefit us. So in the beginning of, I think it was November, the house next door to us went on the market. And my husband texted me and had found out that it went for way over what we paid for our home. And our home and their home is basically pretty much equivalent. I mean, they're both brick, they both have the same square footage and everything. So at that moment, I'm like, okay, let's look into it now that a house near us has appraised for way over what we owe on it. Let's look into it. So in November, I started the entire process. I started with the bank that we originally went through to get the mortgage. They sent me to USA Mortgage is who we went through to refinance our home. So we got the ball rolling on that in November. So at that moment, we didn't know if we were gonna actually refinance, but we wanted to go through with the process to see how much our home appraised for and all of that. So we knew that if we got to those final stages of signing papers and we decided it was not going to benefit us, then all we owed was the appraisal cost, which was $400 to $500, I think. So we decided to give it a go. So there are several different ways that you can refinance. The way that we went through, we wanted to take money out. So we were not going to just take the appraisal amount and get the interest rate and all of that. We wanted to get money back, cash back, to pay off some debt. We were trying to pay off Nathan's credit card and at least one of our student loans. So we have 3 student loans, or we did have 3 student loans at that moment. We had my undergraduate, Nathan's undergraduate, and Nathan's master's. So my master's, we had used money to pay off mine as I went through my master's program. So I got a master's and we didn't owe anything, no student loans or anything. So we had 3 student loans to pay off. So our goal was to get money out to pay off Nathan's credit card, to pay off one of the loans, to get a lower interest rate for our mortgage, so and a lower monthly payment. So we were hoping all of that was going to come into play. So once it came through, we decided, oh, let me back up. So with the refinancing that we were doing, you can't take 100% of the appraisal cost because we wanted cash back. So they would only give you 80% of what the appraisal was for. So our home appraised for roughly what the house next door to us did. So that left us with, and here's the great thing. So with them giving us 80% and not 100, we still have equity in our home. So for what our mortgage is now, it's not much more than what it was before we refinanced. We still have $30,000 in equity in our home. So it appraises for way over what the amount we owe now is. So, and then our interest rate is lower. So originally our interest rate was 3.75 and now it's 3.25. So we were able to do that. Our interest rate was brought down. So that makes it to where our mortgage payment is $178 less. I think that's roughly than it was before. So that's the first plus right there. So we were able to get a lower interest rate. So it was 3.75. Now it's 3.25. Number two, it saves us like $178 a month, I think roughly, every single month on our mortgage. So that is the second plus. So that means that extra $178 or roughly will go in our snowball to pay off debt, to save for trips, and so forth. So that's the second thing. The third thing, we were able to pay off my student loan. So my student loan was the lowest of the three. I owed roughly $9,000 on my student loan. So that's $9,000 that is taken care of. Every single month, my student loan was $175. So 178 plus 175 is roughly, that is $353 a month that we are saving right there. So we got the interest rate lowered, our monthly bill lowered, we paid my student loan off, and number four, we paid off Nathan's credit card. So Nathan had roughly $3,500 on his credit card, and we paid that off. So $9,000, $3,500, then we got a lower interest rate, and we have a lower monthly payment. So we never would have considered refinancing our home if the house next to us would not have sold for a lot more than we paid for ours. So, and a lot more than we currently owed on our home. So we have $30,000 in equity already in our home. We've paid off a student loan. We've paid off a credit card. We have a lower interest rate and a lower monthly payment. Now, I'm sure you're sitting there wondering, how much did your house cost? How much is your loan? I'm not going to share that information with you, and it's not because I'm scared to share that information, but I will tell you that we live in an area, we live in Arkansas, we live in an area where the home prices are not nearly as high as any other area. So you would probably not even believe how much our house costs. I think we have roughly 2,200 square feet in this home. I don't know exact. I think it's 2,200. So it's probably a lot less than what you are thinking that it costs. We live in a very good neighborhood, but the home prices and the electricity and everything are a whole lot lower than other areas in the country. So I don't want to tell you how much it is and then you can be completely shocked, because every area is different. So I'm not telling you that refinancing is something that you need to do. It is something that we did not plan on doing until we found out the house next to us sold for so much more than we owed on our home now. The thing was, if we were not able to pay off a bill, we were not going to do it. So we told ourselves, our goal was to pay all three Our goal was to pay off all three student loans, but it didn't work that way. But considering one student loan could have gotten paid off, a credit card could have gotten paid off, and our monthly payment was lower, that's $353 a month we're saving right there. So it benefited us. But I will tell you that Nathan and I had both discussed this. If we went through with it to the very almost signing the papers and we were not able to pay anything off, we were not going to refinance. We would have only been out the $400 to $500 for the home appraisal. So that 2021 goals video, where one of my 4 goals was to pay off Nathan's credit card, has already been done. So that's one of the 4 goals. And y'all, that was not supposed to come until like the end of the year. Like, we really did not think that we were even going to be able to pay his credit card off. But thank you to our home refinancing, we were able to do that. So I just want to talk about that in a video and share with you our process and why we went through with the home refinance and how it benefited us. Now, please do not think I'm not a financial expert. I don't know if it would benefit you. I didn't know if it was going to benefit us until we went through the process. I do know that my sister and her husband are now going to go through the process themselves because of what we've gone through and all of the pluses that we have had in the last 2 months. So I just want to talk about it in a video, and it makes me feel fantastic going in 2021, knowing that my student loan is paid off and Nathan's credit card is paid off. It has lifted a huge brick off of our chests, and it feels amazing. So any questions that you have about this process, leave that in the comments below. That's going to be the common question for today. If I have enough questions, I will do a separate video. So you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you give it a big thumbs up. By giving my videos a thumbs up, it shows YouTube you're engaged and you like my content, which means they'll start suggesting it and recommending it to more people, which means our community will grow and will continue to spread positivity. Also, I hope you hit that red subscribe button to become a part of our community and our mission to get organized on a budget and with a plan together. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and until next time, bye you guys.